And hello, and welcome to the CBC podcast here on Wednesday, the Wednesday show, or as the main cast, as we like to call it. As you can tell, this is not our main talking, it's actually Joe. And across the internet, it is Tristan and Mitch. You can follow them at Control Breakers on Twitter, right, Tristan?
No, it's just
No.
Oh, my bad.
He just changed it months ago.
Yeah.
I was because
Chance.
okay, at J Chan. As I was saying it, I was like, no, that doesn't sound right. He changed it, but I don't know what to. So I'm just gonna say Control Breakers so he can correct me because I honestly don't remember what you changed it to. So just at J Chance.
Yeah.
Okay.
So isn't it at It's J Chan?
Yeah, it's someone actually. Yeah.
At It's J Chance, and you can follow Mitch at Mitch692 on Twitter. You can follow me at Halftime Joe on Twitter and all the various social medias. Instagram, I'll be popping on there too. You can follow Armin since he's not here. I'll say it for him, of course. Still, you can follow him anywhere: Twitter, Instagram at Arminis. And if you kind of just look on the CBC Twitter, our ads are right there, so you're pretty much set up. But also, please Google Comic Book Cast so you can follow us on the various social medias because we provide content in a lot of places, and sometimes it's just easier to just Google us. But just before we get into things, Armin not here. He's a little busy. That's understandable. So we're just going to get through this. And today's show is going to be a little different from probably the last couple of weeks. It might end up being longer than usual. Who knows? In between the topics, we're actually going to be talking to the chat a little bit because we are recording this live on twitch.tv/comicbookcast2, or as Mitch likes to say, switch.tv/comicbookcast2, just because
in case the YouTube snipers are out.
Exactly. So check us out on the switches, as Mitch would like to say. And this is just going to be a more free-flowing thing from now on. The main show, or the Wednesday show, whatever you call it. You know, we're talking about it earlier or before, me and Mitch, and he doesn't like calling them by the days, yet he called the TV cast the Monday show.
I did the movies one is Tuesday and today is Wednesday.
Yeah, so it's like one of those things where
I did that because I don't want people to get mad at me for doing it wrong.
Okay, well, I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying, like, you.
I know.
I thought it was pretty funny, but yeah. So the Wednesday shows are gonna be a little bit more kind of free flowing. If we end up on a tangent, that's how it is. Make sure to look at the description, whether you're watching on YouTube or listening on the various podcast services, SoundCloud, actually we're not on Spotify, but any other type of thing, iTunes. If you have Podcast Republic, which is one of my favorite podcasting apps, because it's easy to just mark the stuff you've listened to, and that's kind of it's kind of like TV shows or whatever. You need to be able to mark stuff you've seen, because then I might get confused. But look in the description, see the timestamps. If you see a topic you like, see a topic you don't like, just jump around, basically. Or listen to the whole thing straight through. However you like. Reminders, I don't think we have any reminders, really. Just that Armin isn't really going to be here. He's probably going to be here next week. Anything else? He's gonna be at a con. I don't know which con he's going to. That's something I would like to say, but I don't know which convention he's going to. Maybe during the show, we can reach out to him and ask which con and let the people know. So I don't think there's anything else to remind, right? I don't know if I'm missing something.
No.
Okay, then with that, it is Halloween. So I just want to put it out there. Happy Halloween if you celebrate Halloween, which is not like, it sounds like I'm saying it as like a religious thing, but it's not. It's just, some people just don't do Halloween, like Mitch. He's just not a Halloween guy, and they just don't do it around him either. So it 100% makes sense, but...
I mean, some people do, not a lot.
Okay, well, there you go.
It's definitely, died down in recent years, but...
As chat would like to say, for us Americans, make sure you go vote. And whatever, it is voting season and stuff like that.
Let's not forget.
But I just thought that was funny. I know we're not those kind. I know we're not those kind of people. But I feel like it is important, especially in Texas. It is important. So it is, as I said, Halloween. Happy Halloween. Be safe out there. If you see somebody doing a Fortnite dance or dressed in a Fortnite costume, please don't hit them.
Beat them.
No, don't hit them. They're just little kids. Don't hit them.
Just throw an egg at them.
No. Don't hit them. They're just trying to have fun.
Yeah, but it's ruining everyone else's time.
But it's not. So don't be inclined to hit them, throw an egg at them. Actually, maybe say like, "Hey, cool costume" or something. You know, make them feel good about their choice because 100%
a lot in costume and not just dancing.
Well, it's true. They have to be in costume. Let's just not have them dancing.
Yeah, but you know it's always going to be a Fortnite costume. But, it's what they deserve. You know, if you choose to do that in public, you get what's coming to you.
Well, as Chad would say, they won't remember your face because you probably gonna have a costume too. Also, if you dress up as Michael Myers, please don't just stand there with a knife looking at people because you will get hit. I promise you. If I see you standing there as Michael Myers with a knife,
it's okay for you to hit a Michael Myers.
Yeah, because he's
costume.
because
okay to pick.
Yeah, it could be the real Michael Myers.
Well, I mean, like,
yeah, they're not bad. They're not gonna kill you.
Well, I mean, they did that to the creepy clowns. People tried doing that dressed up as creepy clowns. Didn't think other people would attack them.
That was a thing 2 years ago, I believe, right around Halloween or October.
Yeah. It's like every other.
See, in my opinion, clowns are killers, so it's okay to hit clowns. Now I just sound like a clown beater.
Clown, so there you go.
But Fortnite people are not killers. Nah, man. You know what? When they were dressing up as clowns, I was really hoping to see one so I could beat one up. But at the same time, I didn't want to see one because I swear the first time I find one and try to beat him up, he's an actual killer and he'll kill me or something like that. So it's like, nah, I don't want to test my luck. But
I mean, is that so
bad? Speaking of something that doesn't sound so bad, it actually sounds really great. A solo Hawkeye project coming from Marvel Studios. Now, on the Monday show, on the TV cast, we actually talked about this as a TV show. A little bit. We didn't talk a lot about it. We only mentioned it briefly because we're more so talking about Nick Fury, the TV show possibly happening. But a solo Hawkeye project, it's not said whether it's going to be a movie or a TV show, so there is a possibility it could still be a movie. All we know is it will be on Disney Play, but that doesn't mean it won't be a movie.
We don't know that for certain.
Really? Is that? I thought that's what everybody said. Okay, no. That's a correction.
If it's a movie, it's probably going to be in theaters.
Okay, no, that doesn't mean they can't have movies on Disney Play.
Right? It doesn't, but it's not like.
So okay, well, it's not confirmed to be on Disney Play. I thought I read it. That's my bad. Appreciate Mitch for the correction. But I would like to hear what you guys think about if it were to become a movie. Would it work as a movie? I know as a TV show, everybody is hoping for it to be that, but it could still be a movie.
I mean, I'll let Tristan go first because I've already spoke about that a little bit.
I mean, it can be a movie. It's just like what time period it's actually going to
be. There's two options I think right now. It's either going to be set between Avengers Infinity War and Avengers 4. I don't know how that would work because Avengers 4 is going to look to undo that time period between the two movies. Either that or it's going to be after Avengers 4. That's where it's going to be. And it's also it's being mentioned to be Hawkeye training in a new protege.
So the new Hawkeye?
Essentially Kate Bishop.
Okay.
It's going to be Hawkeye and Hawkeye.
That won't be confusing. But it would be pretty cool seeing Kate Bishop on screen getting trained. And is she like in her current comics? Is she still a detective or?
I think she is. Yeah, she's leading the West Coast Avengers at the minute. So I don't know how the thing's going to work into it. But.
Yeah, because that's why I was wondering if they would eventually have her while Hawkeye's doing that, taking jobs as a part-time detective and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they're going to keep the Ronin persona for Hawkeye. That's in this movie, so like they could switch up, so it's not Hawkeye and Hawkeye, it's Ronin and Hawkeye. But
it could go there. That would be pretty interesting, but not a lot of people would probably want him to continue as Ronin and rather just be Hawkeye because how many movies has he been in? And he hasn't
There's Thor, there's Avengers, there's Age of Ultron.
So three or four out of all the movies. Yeah.
I almost said Infinity War, but he wasn't in that, so lol.
Now, do we think that Avengers 4 is gonna set this up, whether it is a movie or TV show? Will we see Hawkeye and maybe Kate Bishop, or will we just reference to Kate Bishop, whatever it may be? Is it a setup?
I think it'd be smart to set it up, but I don't know. Hawkeye has his own subplot in Avengers 4. We know that much because he's in Japan. He's going against Yakuza.
Wait, we know Oh wait, what? I was like, I thought you meant Infinity War. Also, this is all
No,
news to
well,
me
he
because
was.
I don't read any of this like rumors or of the synopsis stuff like that. So it's all news to me. But he has his own like he will be in Avengers 4, right? Is that like
Yeah.
confirmed? Okay, so and he's doing his own little subplot. The thing is, will we see that subplot, right?
Yes, because
Okay.
I think it's involving scrolls somehow. I'm not sure.
So, and that's, Skrulls are going to be in Captain Marvel for anybody listening and that doesn't know. They will be in the Captain Marvel movie, which is actually a couple months before Avengers 4. So that's probably going to lead into that, right? Where
Isn't it a month before? Because isn't Captain Marvel March?
I thought it came out in.
I thought it came out in May.
I thought, yeah.
Oh, it's April for me. Yeah.
Yeah. Unless they move it back again.
Well, also, when does Captain Marvel come out? March, right, or February?
I think it's like March.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I think it's like the week of March 10th. I think.
Yeah, no, it's March 8th. And also, I thought it came out May. So if it does, I mean, they might do the same thing they did with Infinity War, right? Just kind of move it up a week. Who's really to say? But if there is going to be a setup, I just, it is going to be a big movie. I just don't know how much of time they're going to give to Hawkeye being set up for his own movie / TV show. And I'm assuming they're going to try to, two birds with one stone, right? It's going to be a part of the main plot, and also there's going to be some references to him training and stuff like that. We already saw in Avengers, Age of Ultron, where stuff like that.
I mean, he has to get some screen time because, for anyone who wants to know, every time Hawkeye was in a movie, they won.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. He's undefeated. Yeah. He has an undefeated record. I wanted to make a sports reference there, but I know chat right now is kind of trying to bring out the notebook or the checklist.
It's been a while since the Joe Bingo cards come into play.
Exactly, bingo card. That's what it was.
They
are itching for that. Not gonna give it to them right now. Maybe later.
I mean, you mentioned sports, so that's all.
I thought it had to be like an actual reference.
No.
But like chat already check. But this is cool to see that Hawkeye is getting the love that we all thought he would. We all knew that, over at Marvel Studios, they know the importance of Hawkeye in these movies and him as a character in general. And now you're starting to see it. And I don't know. You didn't put this on the news. I'm surprised you didn't because it is a big.
Because it's a TV show. That's why, Joe.
Oh, you wanted to save it. Okay. You know what I was talking about, right? You know what I was referencing.
I mean, yeah, you're talking about the Falcon and.
Yeah. Okay. So we won't talk about it too much, but it is starting to see that they are giving a lot of these MCU characters that haven't had the most screen time
it's
another avenue.
It's like everyone that's going to be left over from Avengers 4. You can have your own limited series while the movies focus on the new lot. We'll eventually then bring the old people back in, even though they're not the old. They're kind of the 0.5 people back in.
Exactly. So, Hawkeye. What do y'all want it to be? A movie or TV show? If you had to choose, which one? Personally,
if I had to choose, I'd personally go for a movie because I think it's only fair that Black Widow gets a movie. He should get a movie as well.
Okay.
But I think it would work better as a TV show.
Okay.
Yes, same here. So I was like, would love to see it as a movie, but it'd work better as a limited series.
See, I just would love to see it as a TV show. I understand the respect you want to give. Like, if Black Widow's getting a movie, Hawkeye should probably get a movie too. But you both said it. It works better as a TV show because it is more long form. And, they both don't necessarily need the biggest of budgets because it is a combat, grounded level type of action. So I just would love to see it as a TV show.
Yeah, for most of the movie, it can just be practical effects. So.
Exactly, and
it's also the type of story that
it's
being said to be. The whole training thing works better in long form.
I 100% agree because if we're gonna have to get invested in Kate Bishop, and I mean we're already invested in Hawkeye with Jeremy Renner on the movies, but if we want to get invested in Kate Bishop, I'm sure they'll do a great job if they did a movie. But a TV show would make it so much easier because we'd have more hours to spend with her. And
plus, it's 8 hours of development, however much she's going to be in it, for when she eventually gets to the movies, because they're going to go back.
Sure. And look, when you talk about the Disney Play stuff they're doing as well with the TV shows, that they're probably going to start developing stuff that hasn't been in the movie, so that eventually will be in the movie. You know,
because we now know that. Well, I mean, you could have guessed it before, but Vision's going to be in the Scarlet Witch show. Yeah. So Speed and Wickham babies.
Or what did you say? If TV shows could get Oscars, that's the one that's getting.
No, that would be Tom King's Vision.
Oh, okay. That'd be great. They did that. We'll talk about more about that on the TV cast, most likely, because this is more on the movie side. It's kind of just on the overall big side of things. Chat just completely says that they would love to have it a TV show, to be honest. And I think everybody does. Everybody's been saying that, right? Because it just makes sense. We'd have more time with them. They don't necessarily need the biggest of budgets. It just makes a whole lot of sense. But I don't think anybody's going to complain if it's a movie.
They're going to have a big budget.
Yeah. Well, yeah, all these Disney Play stuff is... Yeah.
Basically, look at Game of Thrones, and that's the budget they're going to have.
I mean...
It's not going to be like a Netflix or a CW situation. They are going to be...
I just think that being it a limited series and not probably going to go on for more than one season, I'm sure it's like throw out all the money because we're just going to do one season. And we'll talk more about that whether they're going to be one season or more actually on the TV cast. I'm just trying to see what Chad is saying here. Everybody's saying we love Hawkeye. The more the Hawkeye, the better. Because it's about time. Hawkeye deserves some more screen time.
It's been 10 years. He needs some development.
I was about to say 10 years.
Yeah. Well,
I guess in movie time, maybe.
He was in Thor, so it's been nearly 10 years.
For Hawkeye, that he's been in the movie. I thought you meant since the last time he's been on, because the last time was Civil War, right? War. Yeah. And he had a great moment there. Everybody cheered for when he came back, and he was part of Team Cap and stuff like that. Everybody's just loves Hawkeye automatically. He's just one of those guys, Jeremy Renner, playing Hawkeye, where you just can't necessarily see a wrong with him. He just comes in, and it's like a heat check moment, which that's a sports reference. He'll come in, and he just lights up the screen, He's just like, Hawkeye, yeah, he's awesome. He can mess around with everybody else, and Game of Thrones check from chat because of Mitch.
You said, wait, did you say it as well?
No, you said it.
I know I said it, but I couldn't remember if you said it as well.
No, I think you had.
But you said it now. You said it now because you read chat.
So. Well, yeah. Tomato. But wait, let's see. Okay, never mind. Chat just, as I said, everybody just loves Hawkeye. So, speaking about something that people don't love and actually wouldn't want to see, Sony's Night Watch movie. Spike Lee has left the project. The director has left the building. What does this mean for kind of the whole Sony cinematic universe, especially since Venom is, big at the box office, huh, Mitch?
Oh,
it's Venom, so.
Venom.
Let's
say it's big at the box office when it has a sequel and it's actually making money for them.
Venom, #1 movie in the world, huh? And it's opening weekend. I just love all those memes of Venom best movie out this weekend. #1 in the world, Venom box office hit. It's kind of like when people say the Suicide Squad thing of Oscar award winning.
Yeah.
That's just the funniest thing, man.
Didn't they even put that on the DVD box?
Somebody. I don't think they did, right? I think somebody.
It's legitimately on there.
No, it couldn't have been. It was somebody.
It's on there.
I saw somebody.
So if any movie wins an Oscar, they changed the packaging to have.
Let me see. I gotta see it because I remember seeing it, but that was straight up right after they won it. So I assume somebody had photoshopped it on there. Maybe it's a different cover from what the actual cover is. Let me see. I definitely gotta check this out. But speaking on Night Watch and Spike Lee, is this gonna ever happen?
No.
Okay.
Probably not.
Okay. There you go.
He clearly saw Venom and was like, no.
Yeah.
I do not want to be a part of that. So.
Yeah, and it's Spike Lee just came off Klansman, which a lot of people really like. I thought it was fine. I thought it was just. It was funny. He even said it's a pretty funny movie if you let yourself be able to laugh to this kind of stuff. But the idea of him directing Night Watch just never popped in my mind. I never thought Spike Lee would ever do something like this. And I'm glad he
know who Night Watch is.
I just didn't think Spike Lee would be in a like superhero movie. Like he would direct kind of in the superhero genre. I just thought he would stay away from me, and I'm kind of.
I could see it.
But
could see Spike.
I'm glad he's gone though, because I don't want him to kind of hate himself for 2 years making this movie and then it ends up just bombing at the box office.
Because this one would bomb.
Yeah.
This one more, they're 100% gonna bomb. There's no way they make money. Venom has a fan base that's like 12 years old constantly, so it was always gonna make money. But
the funniest thing was this is actually from an interview from Screen Rant where they asked him, "So you're gonna be doing the movie?" Right? He's like, "Nah." He just literally said, "Nah." That's funny. But
no one time for that.
It probably changed his mind real quick.
Exactly.
Yeah, he saw Venom. He's like, no.
But as kind of I was talking about earlier, what does this mean to the Sony cinematic universe thing that they're trying to do?
It means they've already caught up to Warner Brothers with one movie. That's what it means.
Okay, so but does this mean like is because Nightwatch is off? Are they going to replace it with something else?
I mean, they'd probably get a different director.
Yeah, because like isn't like the next movie Kraven the Hunter or something?
I thought it was Morbius with Jared Leto actually as the main character. That was like the second one we heard after Venom, I think.
Yeah, Kraven would probably have come after Morbius, or it probably will come after Morbius, but
because I remember specifically coming out, so it was Venom, and then news came out that Jared Leto was Morbius and that they were going to make that movie, and then I think news came out about Spike Lee and Nightwatch, and then the Kraven the Hunter one came out, and that something was happening with that. But this does put a wrench in the thing, whether they want to make Nightwatch still and just get a different director or kind of cut it off altogether, because let's be honest, I don't know if it doesn't have a star-studded cast and director, I don't know if it's going to do that well.
Well, here's a question for chat quickly. Does anyone care if this movie didn't happen?
I'm going to say it for them. I don't think they will. Yeah.
No, I know the answer. I just want to know which.
Or does anyone still remember Silver and Black?
No, that's also a thing, but that's like one of those things that is not going to,
I mean, isn't Silver and Black 2 movies now?
See, chat, I don't care. Let me see what else they say, because this Nightwatch, maybe not one of the most famous comic characters, but that doesn't mean it wouldn't make a good movie. It's just I just don't. I just think Sony's track record probably, especially with Venom coming out, and I know the general public enjoys Venom, and to an extent, I enjoyed Venom. The box office hit Venom, but I just don't. It didn't come off to me as a good movie, and I don't know if this one will be a good movie. I don't know if any of these will be good movies. Maybe they'll have some enjoyable aspects to them that some people will like. But overall, I just don't know if they'll eventually just be good. I mean, chat, I forgot it was going to happen. You're right. Yeah. A lot of people did, actually. And
most people did.
I think most people did until the news came out that Spike Lee said he wasn't directing. And they're like, oh, yeah, that's happening. Who's Nightwatch?
Go watch the original Spawn movie. There's your Nightwatch movie.
It looks like Spawn when I look at the picture on the article.
It's because he's a Spawn ripper. Nightwatch made the circle complete. Right.
So chat brings up a question. I'm confused why people know a movie isn't good but supporting it because they want another universe. I don't think they're supporting it because they want another universe. I think people who enjoy Venom don't even think about the other universe thing. I think they just think about like they enjoyed certain aspects to it. Yeah?
Well, they enjoyed Venom because probably Venom's probably their favorite character, and they want more.
Well, no, because there's generally people who didn't know too much about Venom and went in and actually enjoyed the movie.
The majority of...
Is that who he's talking about, Chat? Like, Chat's talking about the people who love Venom and want to see it keep going? Or just the general public that just kind of went in and were like, that wasn't too bad?
Well, because from my point of view, from what I've seen like online and stuff, it's mostly people who know about Venom who want to support
see, that's the difference. I've seen what you're talking about. I've seen that.
I mean, to be fair, I've seen people that don't read comics and not in this circle.
Yeah.
Then they're like, this movie's fantastic.
But see, that's the difference.
They're dumb normies, but it's just like...
But that's the difference. I actually haven't seen too much of that online, but when I'm out, like, with my friends and other friends and, just talking to people, they all went to go see Venom, and it was just like, that was one of those things they had to go see the opening weekend, and that they liked it. Like, I mean, I say liked as a strong word. They enjoyed it, even though we know it's not necessarily the best of movies, like character development, story, structure, and all this pacing. It's not really there. and I guess you could say it is a bad movie. But some
I
people
wouldn't guess that.
Okay. Well, it is. Okay, let's say it is a bad movie. But it's one of those things where not a lot of people see movies as is it good or bad. A lot of people see it as did I enjoy it?
You're right. The general audience does go in, and it's like, did I have fun? Yeah, I enjoyed the movie.
Yeah, and that's
like,
they'll say it's good because of that. But
like, you don't pay attention to like, oh, is the pacing slightly off? Is this happening? No.
Yeah. So I guess to answer Chad's question, some people online, let's just would say, maybe are supporting it because they want to see Venom have more movies because they really like Venom. But I think a majority of the general public just enjoyed some of their time in the movie, and that's why they liked it. I don't,
and also wanting another universe size the MCU is something everyone should want. You want that competition.
Exactly.
That's not inherently a bad thing.
You want there to be parity in Hollywood, basically.
I mean, even like the DCEU, people want that to succeed. So
I hope chat knows what parody means.
Parody's not copy, is it? It's taking the piss, isn't it?
No, parody, like PARITY. It's kind of having like
parody.
Yeah,
parody.
No, parody. So you know what that means, right? That's everybody kind of being on the same page in a way. Yeah. Not having too much of a gap, essentially. Kind of like how the Warriors are doing with the NBA. That's your sports reference again. Checklist, bingo card. What is
once? Joe's letting you down.
Chat. Nightwatch is a Z-list Marvel character who was in Spider-Man comics in the 90s. So there you go. There's a little history for you, in case you don't know who Nightwatch is. But we don't know who's going to direct this next. We don't even know if it's going to happen. We're most likely not excited for this. It's just going to happen. And honestly, I don't even know if Mitch went to go see Venom in theaters, so I'm going to be honest.
Of course I went to see it in theaters.
You did? Okay. I forgot if you did.
Told you I was.
Because to me, it was one of those movies that you're just, I feel like you would take a stand up, like, I'm just not going to go watch it in theaters.
I wasn't planning on it. It's only, my friend's like, I want to see Venom. It's like, alright.
Yeah, it's your friends had to drag you in. At least you don't have one of your friends who died Venom or Spider-Man's brother.
I got free KFC out of it. It wasn't bad.
Listen, man, I went to go see Venom, and it's been a long time since I've talked about this on the Wednesday show. But the draft house, the thing they started doing is if you go early, probably like 30 minutes early, they start sending people in the front that will start doing giveaways if you answer questions. So like Infinity War and Venom, they asked like who created Venom or when was Thanos created or what was the first issue and stuff like that. And you got stuff. And somebody got like the Infinity Gauntlet thing that you like.
What, the Legends one?
Yeah. So somebody
that's like $100.
Lucky bastard.
Yeah, that was like the major question. And it was like, this is all for all the marbles.
Oh, hold on. Spike Lee topic. Tristan swore. Gonna have to...
Oh, okay. So gonna
that one out.
Language. Gonna put that in there as in the swear jar, as chat would say. But
the swear jar.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool that people were starting to learn Venom. I guess if you cared about the character and stuff like that. But let's see what this chat's saying. So
the Alamo Draft House is educating normies since 2018.
Exactly, because they want to leave these people knowing something good and not just thinking like Venom's a good movie or whatever. But it happens still, I guess. But we'll see. We'll hopefully hear something soon. Maybe hopefully that this is canceled.
Not hopefully.
No, but hopefully we hear that it's canceled.
I mean, sure, hopefully.
Yeah, so...
Not that I want any be cancelled to bum or whatever.
Oh, exactly, because then we're just putting people out of jobs and stuff like that. But at the moment, it's not necessarily filming, so there's not a lot of people probably working on it.
Make it something else,
Yeah, let's make a better movie, and let's give people good jobs where they can, be proud of what they're working on. And speaking about something to be proud of, Marvel Studios should really be proud of where they're at right now, that now... they're making an Eternals movie, and this just leads to a whole lot of things for the MCU, honestly. And then there's a synopsis, and the connection has been revealed of what's going to happen. Mitch, you probably know a little bit more about this, since I think you've been into all of this. So is there anything specific?
But the Eternal synopsis is exactly what you kind of think of it. It's like, oh, Eternals, Deviants, Celestials, like throughout history, yada 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 yada. The interesting part is how it's being touted to connect and set things up. And of course, we know Eternals, the Deviants connect to the Lemurians, who connect to Namor, so Namor can make an appearance eventually from this. The Celestials, when they experimented on people, they also gave everyone else like the X gene, and that's how you got mutants. So you can set that up quite easily. Deviants are also like the original version of Skrulls. I'm pretty certain. So that comes from that. That a lot of stuff, like cosmic stuff and just normal Earth like things, sprout from this one moment in like Marvel history. So
and one thing I did want to say, because we are a channel or a place that gives credit where credit's due, and a lot of these specifically this Eternals one is coming from the website MCU Cosmic, so we did
this is actually coming from the hashtag show.
Okay, from the hashtag show. Okay, so because I'm looking at the articles, and so
if you read it,
I did, but I didn't. Okay, there it is. I kind of sped through the beginning.
The first sentence.
I mostly went to the big synopsis thing. You know what I'm saying? But this, shout out to MC Cosmic and the hashtag show. Both of the people putting in work, and we, when we can get credit and shout outs, we will definitely. So, Eternals. I think this is a great time. Eternals, man. This is like, I did not know we'd be at this point about 10 years ago when I saw Iron Man come out in theaters. Yeah, I don't think anybody did.
10 years ago. Like laughable.
And I think the best part is, even someone like me who isn't the biggest Marvel fan, I know a little bit of Marvel, and I've read some here and there, but I much prefer DC characters. I am super into all of the stuff that is coming out for the MCU, and even in the last 10 years, like, it's been such a thing. Even if you haven't been into Marvel the past 10 years, like comics, or even before that, I still think if you've been watching the movies, that you still get this kind of growth, that you're growing along with these characters in a way, and it just feels special, especially where we are now with Eternals, and Skrulls and Captain Marvel, stuff like that. So, Eternals is going to introduce so much stuff. Namor, we think his movie's going to happen?
I don't know about a movie. That's the thing with him.
Project. Let's say project. Do you think...
not even a project.
Okay.
I don't think Namor. Like, I love Namor as a character. Yeah. I think he's amazing. I don't think he warrants any of that, mainly because he works best as a villain and a supporting character. So, make him the villain of Black Panther 2, make him a villain of something else. But, sure, you can maybe go the anti-hero route like he is, but I wouldn't personally watch like a 2.5-hour movie of Namor.
I mean, I'm sure we'll watch it because we gotta talk about it, but it's not like one of those things.
But I wouldn't choose.
You have other characters in the priority list, right, of who should want movies and TV shows. Namor is kind of down there, unless you ask Carmine. He 100% would love to have Namor anywhere, really. Mostly because they're both like water characters, and he loves that.
We're getting a not Namor movie this year anyway. So.
Aquaman, yeah. Tristan, would you be super excited for it? Or is Namor one of the characters you're hoping gets a movie / TV show on Disney Play or something?
No, not really.
That's fine. I'm asking the question. It's fine.
Also, Namor as a show would be hella expensive.
Oh yeah, so mostly a movie, right?
That too.
Mostly we'd see him as a movie, but so not on your priority list. Okay, I got you. To a lot of people, maybe it isn't either. There's some other characters that I'm sure people want to see Nova before they want to see Namor, but I don't think anybody would be too disappointed if Namor had a movie and it was fun. It was good. I don't think a lot of people would be.
I mean, I don't think no one would be disappointed at that. Who would be upset with a bad movie?
Exactly. And also, who would be upset with kind of branching out into other aspects of the MCU universe? So, anything else about Eternals? Is there anything like just something that can lead to that you're excited about that hasn't been mentioned that maybe could happen?
They're apparently in Avengers 4.
Ooh.
In some shape or form.
You know what though?
I don't know how valid that one is. Apparently, there is a chance they're going to play some kind of role. I don't know how this movie is going to work because there is a ton of.
Listen, we said the same thing about Avengers: Infinity War, right? We said the same thing.
I mean, everyone said it since Avengers Age of Ultron when it's like, oh, how's Strucker and Ultron going to work and that? There's so much stuff, and it's like, oh, it works.
They work. They just, I mean, here's another one sports reference out there for Chad to put in the checklist. There's, if anybody knows the NBA, I feel like the MCU are just the Spurs. Everybody thinks they're always gonna be bad, which the Spurs are my team. They're in my city. Every year, some people are like, how is this gonna work? They're introducing different stuff, but they just keep doing it. They just have this thing.
Aren't you complaining about that recently?
Boy, oh, that my team, that a player went down. Yeah, but we're still killing it. Everybody thought we were gonna suck, but we're doing really good right now. So even I mean, you can even put that into the MCU, right? If a character was to leave, like, oh, the MCU's not gonna be as good anymore, but they're still gonna make.
I mean, people
really
have
good
said that
movies.
Since they announced Infinity War, like, oh, I'm gonna leave after Infinity War is done because it's not gonna be as good because Iron Man no longer. But,
it's it's some people say it as a bad thing. I even dislike it when some say it about my team, but it's a system, man. The system works. You know, the system works. Don't go against the system. And the Marvel Studios is gonna continue to put out good movies, put out this good universe that we enjoy. And yeah, sure, there's some moments where you think you hope something else could happen, or you wish this could happen, stuff like that. But I think as an overall experience, it's just hard not to like them. You know, they're very likable, like universe and studio who just doing stuff for the fans. You know what I'm saying? Like all this stuff is great stuff if you're a fan, honestly. So also, I wanted to get to you one thing. So Celestials, to you, Mitch.
Celestials, yes.
Celestials. Going to be in Eternals most likely. We saw a little bit about them in
have to be
exactly. So we saw a little bit about them in Guardians, right? The first Guardians, and I don't think we've seen anything about them afterwards. Wouldn't it make sense to have them in Avengers 4 and kind of
what the Celestials?
No, too big. Okay, just putting it out there.
Sure,
just putting it out there.
If that toy packaging synopsis thing where it says like Thanos has to like is a greater foe bigger than Thanos or whatever. Celestials could be that. I think calling them a foe is a bit. Celestials are kind of like a neutral party in the universe.
I'm gonna assume it's one of those things where we see them in the movie, but they're not really gonna fight anybody. They're just gonna be in the movie, and we're gonna be able to get to know them a little bit. Where Thanos says, "I have to meet someone who's older than me" or something like that, and he goes to meet the Celestials.
I don't know. I'm still on the fence about having someone else in this movie apart from Thanos. I've said it makes sense on here a couple of times, what I mean, because it kind of does, but it's like let's not take away from Thanos because this is the end of that arc of everything.
Yeah,
so focus on him. Celestials, I think you have to save them for the Eternals movie. They're too big in every sense.
Okay, so we'll put it at this. If they're not physically in the movie, do you think there'll be a reference to them, or at least, a piece of dialogue?
If the Eternals are in there, then there's no doubt going to be... They are a walking reference to Eternals. So.
It's true.
I mean, Thanos is a walking reference to the Eternals. He's a deviant.
True. And, this is kind of the stuff that we've been excited for a long time, me and you specifically, because we always, for the past year or couple years, we always talked about how MCU Cosmic, that just would be great to... see in like whether it be TV shows or movies, and we're always mentioning MCU Cosmic, and now we're getting it. We're getting as close as we are ever to it.
It's the best part of Marvel.
Yeah, we're pretty much we're gonna be. People are saying this is the peak Marvel with Infinity War and Avengers 4. I think there's peak Marvel is yet to come, which is crazy to think of. Peak MCU is yet to come. MCU Cosmic will just do something that just will blow everybody's minds, in my opinion. So. I think that'd be cool. I've always think Celestials look cool because it's very similar to what was the DC version of it?
New Gods.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
You say the similar DC version is Eternals came back because Kirby came back to Marvel and wanted the New Gods, so he did Eternals.
Exactly. So
chat saying they had Eternals to take place like 100 million years ago. They take place when the dawn of man. That's when they're literally made. So
what I would hope for, which is probably not going to happen because it just recently happened in comics. BC Avengers. I would love for that to be a thing, but I don't see it happening really.
Not yet. Give it a while.
Bro,
give it a bit.
If that happens, oh man, I'm dead. I love BC Avengers, and I know we still haven't had the most of time with them in the comics, but it is definitely something that I would look forward to in live action. You know, they could go anywhere. I mean, I would love Hydra Cap Secret Empire. I was thinking of the name, but because there's so many secrets in Marvel, right? It's like there's so many crises
Marvel likes secrets.
There's so many crises. That's why our big combined comic was Secret Crisis or something like that. But also, Tristan, as we kind of get off this topic, is this like, are you also as excited as I sounded?
I mean, not
as much.
No, not as much as because like I don't really know that much about the Eternals and
Makes
all
sense.
that.
Because you're more of a street level guy.
Yeah, but I'm sure as you watch the movie, you're gonna be like, "Whoa!"
Well, yeah, and I may read up on stuff, but like currently, it's just like some of the stuff is new to me that I'm gonna have to look up because
Well, just quickly, actually, another thing they mentioned in the article, it's apparently based on Jack Kirby's actual, I think it's 1979 when the Eternals came about, so it's actually based more on his run as opposed to the mid-2000 Gaiman and North run. Yeah. So if you're going to read Eternals, go read the Jack Kirby.
Yeah, because I think that's like what my dad grew up on, and I'm like, because I remember like when he was trying to get me into it, he's read anything that's with Jack Kirby. I'm like, who's that? And he showed me like papers and stuff. He actually got an autograph with him. And it was pretty.
That must be worth a fortune.
yeah, it is. Like he still won't even let me touch it.
I'm not surprised I wouldn't. No, that thing would be booby trapped. Absolute buggery. Just like no.
Oh man, it's looking forward to what the MCU has to offer soon, and something that we're not necessarily looking forward to because we honestly don't know what is going to happen. Matt Reeves is the Batman. There's apparently an update on it, and don't even know how true it is, but there's an update about it. Mitch,
I would say it's a weird one because hasn't Reeves said that the script's done, or hasn't someone said the script's done and they're ready to go?
Yeah.
By spring or summer 2019. So the rumor is apparently it's not going to come out until 2021 or 2022, which I think it's a bit too far away.
It sounds like a lot far away.
Like when was it supposed to be released? Like in 2020 or?
I thought it was 2019 originally. Remember?
No, I mean there was no set.
Oh yeah, there was no set date.
It was an expected date of 2019, 2020.
Yeah. Something like that, just because they had announced that along with I think Shazam and whatever. And they thought, oh, well, Shazam is in 2019. The Batman must be at the end of it or something like that.
Yeah. So I think Reeves has said himself he's aiming for a 2019 start date, start shooting and everything. So 2020 would make the most sense. But again, the release date is a heavy rumor. It's heavily rumored.
Yes, it is. And you know what? Given the fact that we don't know when this movie is going to come out, I still think. Having Matt Reeves on it, if you're going to have to choose between the actor and the director, whether you wanted to keep Affleck and get a new director or keep Matt Reeves and get a new Batman, I think it was the right choice.
Matt Reeves.
Yeah, I think it was the right choice. Matt Reeves is a great filmmaker.
Apparently, it was Matt Reeves was the one that didn't want Affleck.
And see, that makes a lot of sense to me, in my opinion, because it wasn't his Batman that he chose. If you know what I mean? And I'm telling you, I can make so many sports references about this. About anything culture. I won't. But I'm just saying, there's in my head a bunch of them just came through. But basically, Matt Reeves is gonna create this movie, and he probably would like to choose his own Batman that works in his head, in his mind of what the story is, which makes sense. We're not gonna really badger the guy about that because it's right. It's kind of like. The bad thing about what happened with the DC Extended Universe was that Snyder chose all these characters and these actors for these characters.
I mean, that's not inherently a bad thing.
No, but
Whedon did the same thing with the MCU.
Oh, did he? I thought all the other directors chose him. To be honest.
No, I mean, he cast Wonder, and no one else is gonna change that.
Wait, he cast who?
Wonder, Scarlet Witch.
Oh. Wanda, I think you said Wonder. Yeah. I was like, what?
No.
I honestly.
Wonder, not Wonder. It's a different.
See, it sounds exactly the same. I don't know if Tristan's hearing it too. It sounds exactly the same.
No, I heard Wanda. I'm like, what is Jill going on about?
No, because I don't know.
Thanks, Tristan. See, Tristan understands.
Maybe I'm just racist. Maybe I'm just racist to speak.
I mean, let's be honest. There's a reason why the wall's going up.
But yeah, so but that's true. He did cast Scarlet Witch, but it's speaking more so for the Avengers movie. I don't. Did he cast Thor?
No, he did. It was only from the Avengers point onwards.
Yeah, so he didn't cast Thor. He didn't cast Cap, Iron Man, Hulk, and really Hulk changed anyways.
It's still like it's. No, I'm trying to think who cast Thanos.
I'm pretty sure it was him, wasn't it?
I know Whedon had a Thanos, but then they got Brolin afterwards because that Thanos in Avengers 1 was like last minute. We need a hook.
Yeah, that wasn't Brolin, and I don't even think they had Brolin in mind for that at that moment. It wasn't until what came out first, Guardians or Age of Ultron? Guardians, right?
Guardians is the movie before.
So honestly, it could have been Gunn or Whedon.
So yeah, Gunn. I assume it was Gunn that cast Thanos.
That makes a lot of sense.
Like the Russos are having to use someone else's character actor. So
yeah, but I'm just saying, kind of in the beginning, it's not like Whedon chose all the actors for the Avengers.
I mean, but even so, he's had actors chosen for him.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
it's like you kind of it happens in this sort of environment.
Yeah, so it's just kind of I guess based on the situation. Matt Reeves is gonna have somebody else Batman, and has there been some teases or rumors about what the story could be? It's a younger Batman. That's what I keep hearing. Right? Everybody just keeps saying younger Batman, younger Batman.
That's what I heard. Yeah, that's what I heard. Like the rumor was that he was going for like year one Batman.
Is that what you're hearing?
There was a casting rumor recently. It was a guy from Skins. If anyone's ever watched that.
Oh, that's why people were talking about it. I didn't see a lot of like Twitter, but I kept seeing that thrown around. Skins.
It was if anyone's watched Skins, it was Cook from one of the, I think it was
from the UK version, right, or from the American version?
Yeah, okay. I mean the American version is like.
Okay, it's from the UK version.
Yeah, from the actual, but like from Skins.
Yeah, well, I'm just letting people know, just in case they want to look it up.
From Skins. No,
yeah.
Just Skins. Yeah. I mean, he was really good in that. Like, I can't see him as a Batman, but I reckon he could probably pull off a good Batman. But
I mean, I'm sure. Was he built in Skins or?
I mean, he was a lot younger than he was now.
True.
He wasn't like a.
What's his name?
Like a scrawny. I can't remember. Just Google Skins Cook.
IMDb.
And you'll come up.
Okay, we're gonna look on his IMDb page real quick. So we got to see where this guy is right now. You say Cook? Is this the American or the British version? I honestly don't even know. British Teens. It must be the British version.
His name...
James Cook. Is that his name? James Cook?
Yeah, the actor's
Jack O'Connell. Yeah, Jack O'Connell. What has he been in recently? Godless. The Man with the Iron Heart. Not a lot of like stuff you'll know from.
He has done a lot. He
Took him up in 2018.
But he has won a BAFTA, so.
Hey, if you win an award anywhere, you really, one of the prestigious awards. Pretty
BAFTA's,
sure.
For those that don't know, is British acting, film, and television, something like that.
I mean, you know what? Like.
He was in 300, Rise of an Empire, This Is England, Harry Brown, The Runaway.
He has the chin, like the straight up like the jawline, like where it's super hard edged that Batman would have.
My only thing is he might be too English for it.
I'm sure he can have an.
He might be a bit too like Cockney boy.
I mean, he's an actor. He's an actor, right? He'll be able to get over it. Like they'll give him months.
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy. Christian Bale was British, right? Didn't he? Like, he did a pretty good American acting job. You didn't think he did a good American in Dark Knight, Batman Begins, Rises? So you're gonna say it's a no for you?
I mean, I haven't seen the movies in a while. I just can't remember.
I thought he did a fine job. Like, I never thought he was British until after, really. So
we have good actors. But...
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Remember there was that kind of joke going around for a while, for a couple of years, where they were getting nothing but British people to be superheroes?
I mean, it's not a joke, it was a fact.
I mean, it's true. I mean, Loki, Tom Hiddleston. I think Tom Holland's British too, right?
Tom Holland is British, he's a London boy.
Yeah, so, I think this guy's an actor, and I think he'll be able to work it out. They'll give him a language
he probably
coach.
Would, but I reckon he'll still have like a little English twang.
Oh, I'm sure, and unless he's one of those people that are super into it.
You know, Tom Hardy can change his accent, but his New York one still had a little bit of like what he usually sounds like.
Well, I just think it wasn't that great of a New York, like, kind of job.
It wasn't, but it's
I mean, if I thought if if he took a little bit more time or maybe did it a little different, I thought you could not have seen his English side, but I just think the way he did it lended itself to kind of the English side spelling out a bit. But yeah, Batman. I mean, if that guy's in it, I'm sure. I just would like to see this movie happen from Matt Reeves because I think he's a great director, and they are going for more year one. I'd like to see a different type of villain that we really haven't seen before. I know we've seen the Riddler.
So can we get more like one of the more fantastical Batman villains?
Still want Clayface.
See, I want the Riddler. I know we've seen the Riddler and stuff like that, but I think like Arkham Riddler would be so great.
I'd want to save the Riddler for a sequel.
All right, well, let's see. Who would be a great?
Like all we've ever got is the people villains. We haven't ever got like the fantastic.
Well, we also haven't gotten a good Bane, and also Bane is Hispanic, as the creator of Bane recently.
We have got a good Bane. It was Batman and Robin. You'll never get a better Bane. Are you telling me there was better Banes than that one?
No, I'm just saying he wasn't that good of a Bane. But that's not a good Bane.
Because I thought he was talking about the Gotham Bane.
No, none of those Bane. All three Banes are bad because they're all bad things. They're all bad like movies or TV shows. So
but at least the Batman and Robin one.
But I mean, sure, he looks correct, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying like a good acting. I'm kind of... Okay, because I mean. Also, I don't know if you saw it recently where the creator of Bane actually came out and was like telling people, no, he's actually Hispanic. Get it right, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool for him to do.
Something got it right. Like, it's 2018.
Right. All the references to like luchador, and it's just like, no, he's like American or so this and that. It's like, no, I'm pretty sure he's Hispanic.
So I know Hollywood has that thing where Hispanics can only have fire powers and
right.
Everyone else can have like lightning powers, but like just let the Hispanic guy have the super strength.
So I'm looking at villains. A lot of these have been in movies already. I mean, we're just gonna think about movies, except Clayface. He hasn't been in a movie. Let me see. I guess
give us Man-Bat as well.
Yeah, Man-Bat. I guess you might say Anarchy is a people villain, so he's don't do Killer Croc. We've had. Never mind.
I mean, you could do Killer Croc and do it properly.
Sure. Let me see.
Actually have him look more like a crocodile, not a dude.
Also, kind of maybe understand him a little bit better because it was harder to hear him than it was to hear Bane.
I think the only thing people heard from that Killer Croc was BT.
Well, I don't even think he said that. I think people just. Oh, he did say that. Yeah, right. I'm looking to see.
I don't think people remember.
I'm looking at villains for Batman. A lot of them are already people. The only ones that aren't Grundy.
Yeah, but there's a lot of like fantastic.
Would you count Grundy in there?
I'd count Grundy.
But like a good-looking Grundy, not like what they're trying to do in Gotham.
Not like Gotham Grundy.
Exactly. So Grundy, Clayface, Man-Bat. I would even say Bane to an extent, but like actual luchador Bane would be pretty cool. Somewhere that is not necessarily the same physical levels as
maybe do Poison Ivy again, but actually go balls to the wall.
Or no, because this would be too much. I'm pretty sure Matt Reeves wants to isolate his movie. I was gonna say if you have Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn could be in there, but I think Poison Ivy is gonna be somewhere in Birds of Prey, right? Like that's the thing.
I don't think she's been mentioned for it. I could be wrong on that though.
See, to me, it makes sense that she'd be in Birds of Prey because her and Harley do have this connection. But it's also the fact that like she could just be in there for a scene or something. She doesn't have to be there for the whole thing. You could do Poison Ivy. I'm trying to keep looking. I mean, Mr. Freeze would be done well. Would be good. Yeah.
Gotham's done everyone, but it doesn't mean they've done it right.
Yeah, that's why we're not counting Gotham. We're counting mostly the movies.
Gotham's not even a Batman thing. It's just like Batman's kind of there.
Yeah, so Mr. Freeze would be cool. Good Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
Oh, Black Mask. I know definitely people would love a Black Mask, especially after Origins.
Black Mask the villain for Birds of Prey?
Yeah, I think so. That's the thing. Right?
Yeah, I'm certain they're using it for something.
Yeah, okay, so but if we're just speaking more so not people villains, then yes, Clayface, Man-Bat, Bane. Who's the
I
other
mean,
one?
sure they're all
Grundy.
people if you kind of really think about it.
Yeah,
But I mean, just more like the bog standard, like Joker, Two-Face, like
exactly.
they can't really do anything apart from beat people.
I would love like if one of the sequels, if he does a trilogy, Mad Hatter and the Riddler. I think those two together
Sure.
would be pretty great. What would be awesome?
Do
And I don't
Scarecrow prop. Like, let's actually go full fear toxin. And
could Jason Todd be a villain work? If,
I mean, if you have Jason Todd as a Robin in the first one.
Yeah. You'd have to like somehow figure that like.
What do with Jason Todd? You give him the Winter Soldier treatment. You introduce him in the first one, you kill him off, you bring him back, and then you do something else.
But people are gonna need to see him get killed off by the Joker. Which the thing is, the Joker doesn't even need to be the main villain. He could just kind of be like a side thing of where the Joker's like out there somewhere, right? And while they're trying to fight Clayface, and then eventually Robin goes missing, and for the whole movie you're wondering where Robin is. And as soon as Batman beats Clayface, he gets like a call from the Joker, like I'm over here, and then he goes to get Jason Todd, and he dies. Like that could be the stinger, right, for the first one. But then that would maybe be too much. Maybe like that's like too much of a cliffhanger.
What about
that's fine.
Like, what about the? I was gonna say, like, what about the ventriloquist and Scarface?
Any one of those. Like, I just think villains we haven't seen would definitely work. But that is a question. Would killing Jason Todd off in the first movie be too much of a cliffhanger? Like, let's say it is in that sense where they are like the Joker is just doing his own thing in the movie in that city, and then kind of throughout the movie you start seeing little increments of the Joker, but you're still focusing on Clayface or anybody else. Eventually, towards the end, Jason Todd gets captured.
Because at this point, the Joker's out there anyway, so you don't have to rely on the fact that people don't know him.
Because let's look at the kind of history of first movies, right? Has there ever been something like that in the first movie? Where it's kind of like a big
cliffhanger.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I don't know. That's what I'm asking. I'm putting it out there.
I mean, I imagine so.
So let's kind of look back. So Batman Begins, I don't think really had that big of a like somebody died. I mean, I guess not the villain. So like part hero. Any of the MCU movies, have they had something like that? No. I mean, it's like if they killed off Yondu in Guardians 1, right? That would have been maybe too much. See. Honestly, chat, if you have any idea if there's a first movie that has done something similar where they leave off on such a big cliffhanger like that where Jason Todd would die, kind of these like incarnation of Batman Begins ends with Gordon. Yeah, but that's not like Jason Todd dying, No,
but the chat's just saying like what ended with.
Yeah, so I'm because you kind of want to leave it on a good note, but you also would like to lead Jason Todd. Have because I think the Red Hood story, especially the animated one, would do really well as Matt Reeves directing it. It just I don't know. Should it be a second movie or should it be the third one? Like they save Jason, he dies in the first one, then he comes back in the third one.
I mean, you could do it either or.
Yeah, or he could die in the second one. Who knows? And then come back in the third one, right?
Yeah. Because killing him off in the first one to bring him back in the second one leaves you to that redemption arc for the third one.
It's true.
You can get Red Hood into the Bat family.
I'm still trying to think if there has been a movie about that. I don't know. Yeah, because that definitely seems like something that is just super big, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go for like just general movies, I suppose Inception kind of. No,
but I mean, Star Wars. I don't think even the first one killed anybody that big. I mean, unless you count Force Awakens, but we already had the kind of first 3 movies. For that,
no. I mean, that's not really a cliffhanger, though, is it?
And it's one of those things. Unless you have like Jason Todd appear in Birds of Prey or something like that, and you had him appear earlier on, then maybe it'd be easier. But let's see. I don't know. That's try saying Force Awakens technically, but as I said, they had the first 3 movies to kind of build up on stuff like that. I think that would be like cool ideas though of what could happen in a Batman movie. And I think, do you like the Planet of the Apes movies, Mitch and Tristan?
I've never been a massive fan of the originals, so I never watched the remakes. But
I watched a couple of them, but it was mostly because they were just on whenever I found them. Okay. I wasn't really interested in.
Okay, that's cool. I'm actually a big fan of those. I really love the first one, and the second one is pretty, dramatic, but I still really enjoy it. And even the third one, they all can get pretty dramatic, but I think that was the point of it. So yeah, we'll hopefully hear some news soon because if they are aiming for what was it, 2021, 2022?
That's the rumor, yeah.
Yeah, if they're aiming for that, I'm sure we'll eventually, towards the end of the year, hear stuff. I remember there was a year where we heard a bunch of stuff just at the beginning, like the first week of January. I think like The Rock was going to be Black Adam or something like that. Even though I don't even know if that's going to happen.
That was 2007.
Yeah, that's the weird thing I always wonder. How come people just forgot that was it? Everybody just
there was nothing for so long, and then they just came back. Yeah, the Rock's Black Adam.
So that's why I kind of go off to it as in like 2014 or whatever it was the first time Rock got announced.
I think it was 2012 they brought it back. I think
no, it was 14, wasn't it?
No, I think it was the Man of Steel year they said about Black Adam movie.
100% don't remember anything about that. I just remember him putting a picture out of Shazam or something like that, fighting Shazam, Superman fighting Black Adam. I just remember that.
I know they over the last 11 years they've definitely teased it.
I'm sure they teased a Black Adam movie at some point.
Yeah, like the only thing I can remember about that is like he was at like an awards show and he had
no, that was an MTV thing, and that was after he was like a year already after he had been announced, I think. And we don't even know if that's gonna happen. But speaking about something that we do know is gonna happen, because that's the only segue I have to this. Catherine Langford will be in Avengers 4, but the role is still a mystery. And some people were saying Kate Bishop at first, but there is new rumor that came out that seems to be something else, right?
If you looked online, the go-to was Kate Bishop. Yeah. That's the first thing I thought of because she kind of looks like Kate Bishop.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Some people were saying Cersei because Eternals possibly in the movie. But this big rumor is that she's possibly Tony Stark's daughter, Morgan.
I mean, I'd assume they'd have to have what's the word I'm looking for? They'd have to have something to complete that story to make it go around in Avengers Infinity War. It was like, I had a dream, we were going to have a baby, a kid.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I mean, it's them having the kid is a logical end to Tony and Pepper's arc from the first Iron Man, so.
Yeah. And I mean, if she's the kid, it's a long time in the future that this movie takes place.
Well, this is what a lot of people are going. It's like, oh, then it's more than a 5-year time jump. It's like, no, that's not necessarily the case.
Somebody could come back from the future, I guess. That's
exactly. We know that they time travel somehow to an extent because we've seen.
I didn't know that actually.
I mean, they were set. We talked about this before. They're set.
Yeah, but you know me. I'm gonna try to forget it the next time. So
I mean, even so, like for the case of the show,
Okay, no, yeah. I'm just saying for me.
There's Tony and there's Scott Lang in the Avengers 1 setting, so we know they go back to an extent. So who's to say? I mean, looking at how old she is, she clearly comes back from the future.
The future, yeah, because she's clearly like 20s. I mean, she's 25, I think, altogether. Like, in real life.
She's 22, I think.
Oh wow, I thought she was 25. Wow.
You might be right. She's definitely
22. You are right. She is 22. She's also from 13 Reasons Why, which
so Thanos is gonna get his tape. So.
Yeah, exactly. That meme was funny as it went around in the beginning.
It's crazy, but yeah, she's clearly older than the 5-year jump we're gonna get, which people are speculating. So, she could literally come from any timeline. She might even be Kang. We don't know.
Okay,
just to throw it out.
I mean, there was a female Kang in kind of recent comics, but it was it was something else.
I was gonna say that was Kamala Khan.
Yeah. So that
was missing.
If you didn't read the comic, kind of like female King, what?
That was a weird choice.
100%. But yeah, so she is in this movie. There's rumors out there. Honestly, can you believe that it goes both ways? Like, it could be Kate Bishop, it could still be Tony Stark's daughter, or are you more leaning that it is Tony Stark's daughter?
No, there's no way she'll be both.
No. I mean,
Kate Bishop won't be Tony Stark's.
No. I mean it as like, which rumor do you believe more?
Oh, I don't know, because I'm not sure if the Kate Bishop thing is a rumor, or if it's just more fan speculation, because
It kind of came out quick.
Like the Kate Bishop thing was just, I said it on Twitter that I'm calling Kate Bishop for it. No.
Yeah.
The Tony Stark's daughter thing is 100% the rumor, but I don't know how. It could be either or, really. I'd be more inclined to lean on her being their daughter, personally. Just because, it makes sense. You then give like Tony Stark that you have that arc in the things like, oh, I have a daughter. Clearly, I have to get rid of her to save everyone. No, that's clearly how it goes.
He has to get rid of her.
Well, if you think about it, right? She's from a timeline that shouldn't exist because they lost to Thanos, so they're gonna have to undo that timeline. So that's not gonna happen.
Well, I guess it depends.
She's a walking, talking paradox.
I guess it's how they do time travel, right? Because this could be one of those things where she just goes back to her time and it's changed or something like that.
Sure, she could go back to her timeline. It depends how they handle all that. But
it could be the dusting again.
I mean, it could be the dusting.
Because
there's that case of like, you're gonna have to probably say goodbye to someone to save everyone else. Like, there's a reason why they said he's had the dream of a kid. No, they're not gonna play it off like.
So wait, when you say goodbye, it's not like her disappear. It's like
that's what I'd say.
Yeah.
Like, she'd have to be kind of written out of their timeline because obviously they're going back.
They're gonna save the day. Yeah, obviously, right?
Yeah.
And
and obviously he's gonna he'll get her back in anyway. But
okay, my bad. It's gonna be one of those things that he's gonna be conflicted. It's like, but I want to keep her alive,
Yeah, it's kind of like how he is with Peter. Like, he's got to keep Peter alive.
It's one of those weird things where I guess he's gonna say goodbye to her, but he's gonna say like, "Welcome back," like Peter, you're back, like because there's that video that went around of kind of splicing up clips of like Tony and Peter and something like you're like a son or something, and then it shows him dusting at the end. So in a way, Peter was almost like a kid to him, right? Or no?
Oh wait, they made it look like he was the father of something.
Yeah. So in a way, it's like he might be losing one child, but he's gaining another back. Yeah. He's getting the other one back. So even though they're not really, related, we just
and even though he'll still get Morgan back, but there'll be. No.
Yeah,
that's how I think it would go down if she is his daughter.
But it's also dependent on how they do time travel, right? As I said, it could be one of those things where yes, she disappears once they save the day, or she goes back to her time and it's different. It's now like better because they saved the day, or she goes back to her time and it's still bad, but there's different timelines. So her timeline still gonna save the way, but they fixed the original timeline.
If they'll probably keep it simple and just have time being straight. I doubt you're gonna get splits.
I'm sure. I think it is going to be because I think you see more of the they disappeared once you save the day type thing, right? In movies, I feel like you'll see those. I don't know about you. It could be the other way around.
Most times when they have like time travel stories, it's most times if they either go back through a portal or something, or they just start disappearing.
Back to the Future, right? Like, if I change this, like I might start disappearing, right? Because I don't remember Back to the Future too much.
Yeah, that's what most time travel stories have. It's either they disappear or they go back through whatever time thing they use to get there.
It's only kind of like really comics that they ever stay around because you can afford to keep them around.
True. I mean, currently in the Flash, Barry Allen's daughter actually came into the present, and whatever they change, like there's something they're gonna change, and it could be one of those things where she just goes back to her time and everything's changed, or she disappears. Honestly, it's just how people do time travel. It's all different, and it gets really like effed up in a bit because there's so many things to time travel that no one's gonna get perfect and this and that. So it's just like you set the rules and we'll follow it. Yeah,
there's one thing that's guaranteed is that the Marvel movies will keep everything simple.
Have they done time travel? Yeah, there has to have been something like that, right?
Yeah, Doctor Strange, because he turned back time for Dormammu and everything.
I guess that technically that's time travel, yeah.
Yeah, there's been some kind of time travel.
It's not like the time travel everybody thinks of time travel, but it is technically traveling through time.
I mean, it's controlling time.
Controlling time, yeah.
It's not like time travel.
No.
Yeah, he just made a bubble that you can rerun time 15 minutes every single time.
And same with like Thanos and Vision. He turned it back.
Mm-hmm.
It went boom. But well, no, they're not going to overcomplicate things because it just distracts from the movie. So I'd imagine they go like, we have the one timeline where you can go backwards and forwards on that one. You're not going to get a split branch or anything like that. It'll just be boom.
No, I 100% agree. And, I think Avengers 4 is a lot. Looking forward to it. It's how many months away? So November, December, January, February, March, April. 5 for you, Mitch, but I guess technically 6 for us. So a trailer around the corner? It is 6 months.
November. End of November.
November, December.
Yeah, because
from what I remember is like Black Panther dropped in like early December.
But I mean, that's true.
If you look at actually no, Black Panther had a trailer in June or July. That was the first look. That movie came out in February. The Avengers movie, if you look at Infinity War last year, the first one for that was November 29th, I think. So it's going to be around then.
And it's also one of those things. Trailers 5 to 6 months out, usually when you see them, right? The first,
yeah.
But when we say trailers, it's usually a teaser that's like 2 minutes or something long. That's essentially a trailer.
I was going to say, wasn't the Captain Marvel teaser like 2.5 minutes?
Yeah,
it's not a teaser. It's not a teaser at that point. It's a
trailer, or it's one of those things. I don't know why they started doing that, where they're calling teasers, or they're calling trailers teasers now.
It's like teasers you don't see as much as you do in trailers.
Is there like a quota or something, like a rule?
I mean, would you call like a first look?
I mean, no, because there's always different things to it. First looks, teaser. So I'm sure in the movie,
I think the first look should be the first teaser.
Yeah, essentially. But
then again, the first look could be Entertainment Weekly's.
Oh yeah. So one of the things is maybe there is something like this in Hollywood where you're only allowed 3 official trailers. I don't know, but right? Maybe like 3 official trailers. So if that's a thing, maybe to get away around it, I'm assuming people are like, let's just call the first trailer a teaser. Let's call these other ones TV spots, or all these other ones first looks. I could see why people do that to get around it, but at the same time, it's kind of annoying. But if that's something like that's true. Yeah.
Trailers aren't cut for theaters because theaters play teasers as well.
Yeah, theaters play teasers as well.
Most of the time,
I see.
Like the UK, like for us and like most of Europe, we'll only get the teaser, where America gets the trailer in theaters. Like when a new trailer's out, we'll still have the first teaser in it. So it's not necessarily they're cut for theaters.
See, I'm still on the mindset that there is kind of, you're only allowed a certain amount of official trailers. You can have a teaser, you can have a first look and all this. But
I mean, there probably is a limit, maybe because like budgetary reasons, you don't want to spend 500 million on trailers.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, either way, I think we're all going to be excited for what's to come. If it is November.
Yeah, actually, no, chat's got it right. It's so you can say, don't judge it so hard, it's only a teaser.
Oh my god, that's so dumb.
It's like, no.
We're going to judge anything so hard anyways. It doesn't even matter if the VFX isn't finished in a teaser or trailer. It's just like, we're just going to judge it so hard. So November, what's coming out in November that they're going to attach it to?
It won't be for anything in November. It'll be December.
But
when's Mary Poppins coming out?
Oh, I did. But you think it's still just gonna come out in November anyways, and then they'll attach it in summer, December.
It will come out late November, probably around that 29th or something, and then it will be out. But
I'm looking right now. I'm looking for you. December 19th. So.
So if it is attached to that, it might be early December. It still could be late November. It depends.
I thought it could possibly be in Fantastic Beasts, and I know that's a Warner Brothers thing, but it is kind of like in the same people who go watch that.
Yeah, but isn't that out soon?
November, like middle of November.
Yeah,
oh yeah, you're right. They can't. Yeah, you said you think it's late November. Yeah.
Because what you do is there's a couple of weeks between releasing it and being attached to a movie.
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, December 14th.
Yeah, that's one I was gonna bring up.
December 14th, possibly.
Because that's Mary Poppins is after Spider-Verse, so I would assume they'd want to put it into Spider-Verse.
But Mary Poppins is a Disney movie, and it's in the Star Wars slot. I think it's going to be huge.
But isn't Spider-Verse, Spider-Man, Marvel characters?
Yeah, but it's animated and it's not the same order. Like.
I mean, they're only 5 days apart, really. So I honestly, I could see them just.
Yeah, but that's a week, so that would mean they have to come out earlier. So. To be fair, it's just a guessing game, but you can kind of be like, look, there's like a week to 2 week gap between what movie it's coming out in and when it's going to come out.
I mean,
100%.
The only other one would be Wreck-It Ralph 2, because that one's Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah, but then also Mitch says
it'll be out now.
Mitch is kind of estimating that it would be out end of November, which makes sense.
It's going to be end of November. That is a guarantee.
You don't even think middle of November. You think end.
No, if it was middle of November, it'll be out now. Because it's the 31st. It's the end of October. So if it's going to be in 2 weeks, it'll be out now.
No, I'm not saying like in a put it next to a movie as a trailer. I'm saying like just in general, the trailer's out.
Oh no! I mean like Wreck-It Ralph 2 is the Thanksgiving weekend in the States, because I see that Mick said it's the 12th.
Yeah, but I think I don't know what Mitch is talking about, because I'm mostly saying like, when would the trailer come out online? Would it be late November or middle November? You say late November.
Okay. I mean, it depends when the movie comes out. The trailer will be out like a week to 2 weeks before the movie comes out. That's how it works.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just really the guessing game, right? It's a guessing game on when it's going to come out. I think it doesn't matter when it comes out. We're all just going to be super excited. Okay.
You're guaranteed. It's the last week of November, the first week of December. That's your time period for when it's going to come out.
Yeah. Okay.
But there's no other way.
So, kind of putting it into perspective about Catherine Langford, do we think this is a good casting? Yeah, right. She seems like a fun actor.
I've never seen her in anything, so I can't say yes or no. If she's Tony Stark's daughter, can't say it's good casting because he hasn't got a daughter in the comics. If she's Kate Bishop, I'm fine with it. If she's Cersei, I'm kind of okay with it. She's a little young for an Eternal, but I'd go over it. There's my three opinions for the three possibilities.
Okay, Tristan, he's fine, right? You haven't really seen her in anything?
No, like Mitch, I haven't seen her much of anything, but yeah, I think she could do a good Kate Bishop. Yeah. As much as I can say, because I like that. I haven't seen her in much of anything.
I tell you what, the fan edit of her as Kate Bishop's fantastic. It's like
there's a fan edit.
Yeah, it's I can't.
Fans are on it.
It's I want to say it's AJ something is the guy who did it. I can't remember the person's name off the top of my head, but it's a really cool fan edit. So if you can find it, check it out.
I'll have to look that up later.
It definitely seems like chat is looking forward to this as well. Just overall Avengers 4, and saying wouldn't it release on a Tuesday so it gets put in front of movies? I don't know.
Maybe honestly, a week to 2 weeks beforehand.
Is it one of those things where it might get released in the mornings, or is it getting released in a talk show? A talk show, you know.
It'll be on a talk show. It's probably Jimmy Kimmel.
Probably right. Jimmy Kimmel gets all the Marvel scoops for these.
It's either going to be Jimmy Kimmel or Good Morning America.
You know, shout out to Jimmy Kimmel. I actually he's one of the few people I like.
Yeah, from what I remember, it's usually every Jimmy Kimmel show they release the trailer if they can get the spot.
I like that it's for some reason Jimmy Kimmel.
Get the spot because it's Disney. That's why he gets it. No.
That's true. I was about to say that. Do they just have like this hard on for Jimmy Kimmel? They think he's funny too, because he's hosting the Oscars too. So that's what I like.
Hope, I should hope they think he's funny. He's their employees.
No, I mean he's great. I think, like I said, I think he's one of the better late night hosts.
I find him funny.
And he's not one of those guys that he's more of a sports guy, but he's not one of those people that Conan. He tries to act stupid a lot of the times. Jimmy just honestly doesn't know, so that's the best part. And when Conan actually knows, he just tries to act stupid. And Jimmy Fallon, I think people stop caring because he's too much of a game show guy and not necessarily a talk show guy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Kimmel just seems like the best of both worlds in that sense, where he generally is like a general audience member, but he's also just like he's a cool guy in that sense. So I think leading off with that seems to be the end of the news. Most likely going to be in the show. We don't really have anything else. There's nothing to remind people of other than the fact that we do have another show tomorrow, the comic show. We're going to be talking some comics and stuff like that. So look forward to that. Google us, of course, Google Comic Book Cast. Find us Twitters. If you just even look, I think that's the best part. If you just look on the CBC Twitter, you will see all our handles from me, Mitch, and Tristan.
And in bio. There you go.
Exactly, @ in bio. And Anything else y'all want to mention? That did anything pop up? From the
No, I
day?
don't think anything's cropped up.
I thought Chad acted well today. Chad, you did well. You get a candy since it is Halloween.
You get absolutely nothing because.
Okay, that's true. Mitch is trying to make sure you don't get.
Oh, actually,
Those all make you stingy.
Yeah, I am stingy.
What you're gonna mention?
There's a quick thing. The Infinity War art books had a little bit of a leak. Right.
Ooh.
And the Iron Spider was going to look very much like the Iron Spider from the comics. So
Okay.
even uglier than it was going to be originally.
You really don't like the Iron Spider, huh?
I think it's hideous.
I don't
It's
like him
one of
in
the
the-
most disgusting things ever made. It's never going to look good.
I think in the movies it looks fine, but in that game, in the PS4 Spider-Man game, it looks too shiny. I don't like it.
It's too shiny in the menus. The second you get outside, it's toned down a bit. Because I had the same problem with the Marvel Now, like the Dan Slott or
Yeah.
or different suit. It looked too shiny in the menu.
Oh, you need that
Get
Alex
it-
Ross one?
Yeah, you get the second you get it in game. There's no lights on it, and it looks fantastic.
But I did like it like at night because the eyes lit up.
Yeah, you get the little green chest as well.
Yeah.
It's cool.
If you see me playing Spider-Man PS4, you're definitely going to see me rolling around with the white 2099 Spider-Man suit, because to me that is the best suit ever made. Spider-Man. I love that. It's maybe a little too techy or robot-y or metal-y in the game.
I mean, they very much made it techie, like
Yeah.
spin-
as opposed to kind of like the comic version of it, but I think it's less shinier than the other ones, which to me it looks better in that sense, because the shiny stuff just makes me like, oh, there's like one of the newer suits where I didn't
really
like.
the dark suit that they made for the game that you get for Black Cat.
Oh yeah, that one's a good one.
I really like that one. It's very edgelordy, but I
There's a cool one that's all black with yellow and looks like it has like a racing helmet. I thought that one was pretty
Oh,
You mean-
that's the old one from like the 90s, wasn't it? Where he lost his spider sense?
maybe.
Bulletproof one?
Yeah, I think it's the Spider Armor Mark II or something like that.
Something
Yeah,
like that.
something
See,
like that.
Chat knows the white 2099 suit is a great redesign and a great suit. Yeah, because I mean,
it's factual that the 2099 redesign is one of the best redesigns in history.
yeah, it just looks so much like I've always liked the regular one, the blue and red, but just having the full on
famous.
white looks so much better. It looks more appeasing to my eyes, at least. And yes, of course, they did it for Day of the Dead, and the character who is 2099 Spider-Man is Hispanic, if I remember correctly. I think Hispanic, not straight up Mexican. I think he's just Hispanic. There's a little difference. Tomato, I guess.
Yeah, I think he was was it Hispanic Irish?
You know what? I still want him to be in. I wanted him to be in Spider-Verse, but I was severely disappointed that he wasn't.
I mean, you'll get a sequel. They're not going to keep him out of Spider-Verse forever. They know people want 2099.
Is that going to be the whole thing of like the Spider-Verse is just going to be a different Spider-Mans each movie? Like Spider-Verse 1, Spider-Verse 2? Like that's just the thing. It's not like sure, Miles is the main character,
Well-
but Spider-Verse movies.
Oh, well, if you read Spider-Geddon, then
No, I honestly didn't, sorry.
Then you'll be sad that one of the characters in the movie is not there anymore.
Yeah, they're they're picking them off one by one. It's quite funny, but oh well.
Yeah. Oh well. And with that, we are gonna end the show here. So it was a good show. Happy Halloween for those of you who celebrate. Remember to be safe. Remember, if you see somebody dressed as Michael Myers, punch him. And if you see somebody dressed as a Fortnite character and they start dancing, give them a high five. Right,
Punch
Mitch?
him twice as hard. That's what you do.
No. Don't do that. Also, watch out for cops. But we will see you next time.
Hey, but what happens if it's a Thanos doing a Fortnite dance?
I mean, then you beg that your chances are in your favor.
Just don't let them snap. Whatever you do, don't do what Peter Quill did, and basically let him snap his fingers. And
Let's not blame Quill. It was Storm.
no, actually,
as well.
I want.
The Stranger's fault as well.
I'm not gonna blame Quill because I like Quill's thing, and I thought it made sense, and it made more sense than what Iron Man did in Civil War. But to everybody's own. We'll pick up that discussion next time. See y'all later, guys.